Bonjour, Kinamagin and Ireland, Indigenous, and welcome to the warm tropical beaches of Mount Pleasant for this week's episode of our Weeks at a Glance, featuring week 34. Per the usual, we'll begin with our stream page in our Google Classroom. Students can access this page either through their Chromebooks, or you can download the Google Classroom app to your Android or iPhone device, or Apple device, I should say. Contact information is there. And anytime you have a question, please do reach out. I respond as quickly as I can. You message me at 2:30 in the morning, it'll probably be a few hours. But I do my best on that one. Continuing down here, you can see we still have the seed program. I believe it's still going on at the tribal library. Some old newsletters, our April breakfast and lunch menu, that 5th grade parent video that I referenced in some of our newsletters, school calendar, link to the website. Speaking of that website, just a reminder that if you go to sagchipschool.net, see some old students, but we do have a live feed with important information, such as yesterday, there would be no after school program due to a water issue. And if you go down here, you can find more important news from our education department, other events that are coming up. And you can download it by clicking right here. So not a bad resource. Some highlights this week. There is no newsletter. That'll be coming out next Wednesday or Thursday. With some important information, such as we're going to be visiting Renaissance on Friday, April 28th. Wrapping up our tour of the local school districts. We live outside of Mount Pleasant, Shepherd. Obviously, there are some private schools in the area that you could consider as well, but if you live outside of those districts, you might want to make your own appointment. But we do visit Mount Pleasant, Shepherd, and this year we've added Renaissance to it. Short visit, get to know what the school has to offer, help facilitate those conversations that you may be having at home. And if you've decided that you are planning on attending Mount Pleasant, your student has received a yellow folder that has documents in it that should be filled out and returned. If you return them to me, I do contact our tribal advocate over at Mount Pleasant, and they'll come get it. So send it back. I'll make that appropriate contact, and we'll kind of get that process going for you. Speaking of field trips, May 2nd, we are attending a Loons game in Midland. We'll be gone a good chunk of the day, but it's always a great experience for students to get out and do things they may not get an opportunity to do on a daily basis. Plus, day at the ballpark, it's perfect. There is a permission slip that was sent home yesterday if your student was present. You must return that one. It is not a passive permission slip, so send that back as soon as you can. Probably by the end of next week, you'll have another permission slip for an upcoming May field trip to that's being planned to Belle Isle. Your student also received an essay contest document yesterday. It's an optional extracurricular thing, although I'm more than happy to assist your student with pointers, just due to the fact that it's 9 days out. I opted to not make it a required part of our curriculum, but it is encouraged. Check out the packet, see what you think, and then I can help facilitate that for you. Finally, NEBING, Tribal K-12 academic program. Those registration forms are now available. It's going to be 5 or 6 weeks, although off the week of the 4th of July. There's academics or field trips. It's only $75. Really good deal for everything that is offered to your child or student. Look into it. It is through 5th grade, so any of our students could register. There is a limited number of spots. So if you are interested, please stop by the tribal education offices, that is located on Turtle Drive as you're entering the parking lot to SCA. Finally, to wrap up this tidy episode, wow, tidy for me, looking at our week 34 at a glance, when we talk about climate change and population, continuing our biography, try to have that wrapped up pretty much by the end of the month. Some students are further along, so hopefully we'll get going there. We'll be wrapping up our section on measurement and being able to make those conversions, moving into a section on geometry. The penultimate mystery from Chemical Magic is coming up next week. Soon after that, we'll be wrapping up the curriculum and getting those last chances going already. Social studies, we'll be looking at the Constitution next week. Math review and enrichment, we're going through a number of the standards, giving us another look at it. The goal is to have as many threes as quickly as possible this quarter, but also to be ready for the end of the year testing, like the NWEA, which is going to be maybe another 2 or 3 weeks. It will not be the second week, but we'll look and see where that is, and you'll be notified. You see the field trip kind of cuts out one of our tech days. We do our web. Those things are accessible from home. They are also approved resources for our group. You see our small group interventions. There may be some smaller group things as I'm attempting to get us where we need to be so that your student is ready for middle school. That'll wrap up this brief week 34 at a glance video. We'll be back with a new video Wednesday night or Thursday when we come out with the newest newsletter. I hope everyone has a Minogijigat. Enjoy your weekend.